So over the past couple of weeks, the internet has become more informing than it's ever been, but also frustrating people at the same exact time. The constant pushing of politics, the never-ending news cycle. Hell, there seems to be a new predator every single week at this point. And then everybody has to have an opinion as to why this thing is woke or this thing is weird. And some people just are upset and frustrated with all of it. Some creators are even stepping away from their channels and their work because it's just becoming so overwhelming. Moist Critical recently announced that he's going to be stepping away from his side ventures like his podcast in order to just decompress from what's going on. See, most people thought it was about the recent Sneeko drama where he seemingly got cooked in a debate on stream, but honestly, someone like Moist Critical who makes multiple videos a day, streams for multiple hours a day, reporting on any and everything, being tasked to have an opinion on just about any and everything, we can see how he can get overwhelmed very fast, especially when the majority of things are some sort of negativity. And we could even look at his channel as to what's negative on his channel and what's positive on his channel and what gets views. We can see how somebody is drawn to doing more of that type of content. And now he has to have some sort of opinion about some guy or some girl in some country or some state that he knows nothing about, and he's forced to be negative about that specific thing. Honestly, just keeping up with some of this stuff is so tiring. And the only way to keep up with a lot of this stuff is by being active on Twitter. And we know since Elon Musk has purchased Twitter, there's been an uptick in incentivizing certain types of tweets. Ones that get a lot of views, a lot of traction, and a lot of engagement. That's right, these people are rage baiting. Rage baiting and engagement farming is through the roof now that Elon Musk has taken over Twitter and added some sort of financial benefits to the platform. What's rarely ever talked about is how good those financial gains are. Trust me, these things are like less than $1 sandwich at McDonald's, but people love to get their shit off, so they're going to continue to do it. And it's crazy how on Twitter, every single conversation becomes over politicized. Like you can't even give an opinion about Caitlin Clark and WNBA basketball or LeBron James and NBA basketball without somebody coming into the comment section and saying, hey,
China's going crazy, or Caitlin Clark is a right-wing puppet.
We couldn't even have Aiden Ross come back to the forefront of the mainstream media without people turning this thing into politics. Hell, he even turned into politics.
I think Kamala Harris is the worst president candidate ever being able to run. All your guys' parents and stuff that basically, or any friends around you that want her to win, they're brainwashed by the press. We had the worst day in stock market history today. Do your math, bro. Look who's in office right now. If you guys are basically gonna trap yourselves and limit yourselves to working this fucking matrix 9 to 5, you guys want to stay in that forever, then yeah, vote Kamala. But if you guys want to fucking be entrepreneurs and make something and be your own boss one day, and you guys want to strive to be owners of businesses and stuff, you're gonna have to vote Trump. You can go to the store and try to buy a pack of grapes. It's $10 for grapes. A bottle of water is $4 at a fucking gas station.
Mind you, this is somebody who thought that $100,000 was an average salary.
So the average salary is what, like $100,000? What? Did you just hear this motherfucker? What's the average salary?
Probably like what, 20, 30K? Are you fucking crazy?
What's the average salary of a human being?
Bro.
Aiden Ross for president. It's funny because we can't even have the simple enjoyments of life or even try to learn about something that we may or may not like without somebody coming and shitting on it or poking holes on it or making fun of whatever project we're trying to consume. Think about every single Disney project that's come out in the past 5 years and think about how much content is out there that constantly talks about woke this, DEI that, how diversity is changing everything, and they're shitting on it constantly on the internet. And now they're getting some sort of boost from having Twitter Blue back their tweets to have everybody think about why something is being said or being pushed to their algorithm so they can hate on people enjoying simple things like Velma. And hey, maybe if you had some sort of credibility to why you didn't like it, oh, the acting was X, Y, and Z, the lighting was bad, the camera work was bad, then maybe I would say, you know what, this isn't hate, this is fair criticism. But when we see things like somebody criticizing how many white males are in Acolyte, the new Star Wars show, then I can't say that that's like real criticism. I think that that's just straight hate, racism, and sexism. Like it's stupid. It's hard to find places and spaces to talk about things positively about maybe your new interest, whether it be this new movement in the WNBA or Disney Channel movies and shows, or hell, even liking some sort of performance at some sort of sporting event. Everything has been politicized and is talked about. White women are doing this and they're disrespecting the black legend. This Disney movie is taking away the white characters. They're letting men box with women now. And the whole time you come in unsuspecting, thinking that, damn, maybe I do need to form some sort of opinion on this. I thought I was just looking at a regular boxing event, but is this a man? Now you're having feelings that you never even felt before. One of the strangest things in this conversation to me is the ability for misinformation to spread so rapidly. I recently did a video about the boxer Imane Khalif, who is now fighting for gold medal in the Olympics against another boxer who, lo and behold, is going through the same issue issues as Iman Khalif as far as transphobia goes.
The IOC is running the boxing tournament in Paris after the International Boxing Association was stripped of its status as the global governing body last year. The IOC has adopted different criteria to the IBA, which has allowed Lin Yuting and Khalif to compete at the Games, and they insist that this is not a transgender case.
And it's funny, not even really funny, but more so sad about how much misinformation went on in that whole situation. There were people in the comments of the video that I made that were talking about her test and what they came out to be, but yet no one could ever provide any sort of test. And let me point this out. I only had one person recant their statements and say that they were misinformed. One of the biggest misinformation problems is the fact that people can't even just concede to being misinformed or retroactively apologize about being misinformed. I asked to present those documents and then I get ghosted from a conversation in which this person was responding every 30 seconds. But even if you want to get less serious about the negativity on the internet, from transphobia down to just straight hate, when Noah Lyles was about to run the 100-meter dash, people remember the comments that he made last year about the NBA champions. And so the American public galvanized on the internet and sat around to watch one of our greatest athletes in the world take on the rest of the world. Not necessarily because they wanted him to win, truly to see him fail, so then we could take to the internet and then shit on him for not being a world champion or fastest man alive. And it's things like this, all this mass hate in the world, that gets creators like Ludwig to say, you know what, I don't like making videos on this channel. And mind you, this is a very profitable channel. One day we'll be there. But to think that somebody would say, you know what, it's so negative, I don't even want to do this anymore, it's kind of mind-numbing.
This is July 31st, 2022 to July 30th, 2023. I uploaded 100 videos on this channel in that time. But over the past 365 days, I've only uploaded 49 videos. And the reason, well, frankly, is because I haven't been enjoying the channel. And I actually talked about this in this video. You should realize your attention is a commodity, and these billionaires are at war for it. My entire job is to keep you on this website longer. And I'd like to think that sometimes I give you points that you can resonate with or insights that are valuable to your life. Most of the time, that's not the case. Sometimes I make videos about huge e-girl drama, stuff I have to explain the context of for you to even pretend to care about for 10 minutes and then forget about the next day. And I make these videos because I'm incentivized by YouTube. It's become a game. I need to get a 1 of 10. I need to get the most people watching my videos for the longest amount of time possible. And if I do, then I make Big Papa YouTube more money and they'll break me off a bigger piece of the pie. But I don't want to just be another distraction in the amusement to death we are all suffering from.
See, I can really resonate with Ludwig here. To be honest with you, I personally don't, and you personally don't care about a lot of this stuff that's being said on the internet. We're just forced to have some sort of an opinion. And it's crazy because my team wakes up every single day, compiles tweet after tweet after tweet, information about information about information, deep dive into deep dive into deep dive, just to lay out a story for you guys. And I respect and love every one of you guys that watches my video, but just to lay out a story for you guys, fill it with a bunch of negativity, fill it with opinions, etc., just for us to watch it and it have a 2, maybe 3-day life cycle. And I'm being generous on the 3-day life cycle, for it to never be watched again, for it to never even be thought about again, for it to never be cared about again, until the next predator shows up, to be honest with you. And I think this is why we saw a lot of the retirements from earlier this year go on from YouTube as a whole. People take massive breaks, people just never come back. First names that come to my mind are obviously Matt Pat, who decided to just call it quits. Corey Kenshin is another one who oftentimes calls it quit. And even Young Don took a huge break from YouTube, went out there and got a real life job, and seems to have a whole new outlook and perspective on life that should be applauded and people aren't really talking about. Now, I know a lot of those guys are successful and they have other things going on in their life and etc., but I know the pressures of having an opinion, caring about things, the negativity on the internet, etc., had to have had some hand in them taking a step back from what they did, whether it be for a short amount of time or permanent. And especially with this being an election year, we have to be more careful about misinformation, redirection, and just overall negativity as a whole. Some of these platforms in the mainstream media are going to become agents of chaos for whose ever agenda, and it's up to you and up to us to do our own research, our own fact finding, and get to our own data and provide our own resources to formulate our own opinion. Sure, it's great to listen to all these people sometimes, but you got to realize that negativity sells. The short-sightedness, get fast to the answerness, all of these things sells over anything. But that can lead to nothing but danger, fear, and hating out of spite, and just overall negativity. And to be honest with you, I'm sick of it.